Good evening, everyone. We are going to win the Europa League. What a game. Unbelievable. Manchester United 2. Ahmad, the star of the show, against PAOK in the Europa League. What a game, lads, eh?
You finally found how to pronounce it. PAOK.
Yeah, PAOK. I just change it whenever I want. PAOK, PAOK. Look, let's level it down, tone it down slightly, lads. You can't polish a turd, is the famous saying. You really can't. I only saw bits and bobs from what I gather. I think the first half felt pretty stale. Typical kind of creating chances, but not much from them. And then they actually had some better opportunities, I thought, in the first 45. But yeah, did it play out how you thought it would, Civir?
A bit worse than I thought, to be honest. Like I expected a little bit more, you know. But like I said during the preview, I just wanted the result. Like I didn't really. I know, it's good to see a good performance, but I just wanted to win. I wanted 3 points. I wanted us to be on 6 points so we can make it. And yeah, but man, that was terrible. Jesus.
Not a great watch, are we at all? Yeah, Simon, don't give you confidence for anything, does it? Even though we won, and even though we're like, well, we've had this, this European cloud over us for so long, we've got to win. But after it still feels like it's just, where's the longevity in it?
It's just, there's so many things where you just look at it and go, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know. Like, the original thumbnail title I wanted to put was basically "Good luck, Ruben Amorim," because fuck me, has he got a job on his hands? He has to come in and fix this shit show, like, because there's so many issues there that I don't know how you fix. But much like Chivy, I wanted to win. I wanted 3 points. That was the most important. But fuck me, could we just make it entertaining at least? Just something, because that was like watching paint dry. That was terrible to watch. Really bad.
Yeah, well, put it this way. Chelsea have just played. I'm going to call them the same team because they've got a similar badge, and it's 4 letters, Noah, Noah, whoever the fuck they are. And they've just won 8-0 with their second team. 8-0. I know it's a conference league and people will talk different, but it's entertaining and the smashing teams. I can't watch that and go like, all right, on to the next one. Do you know what I mean? There is nothing from that where I am like, it's just Ahmad is the only thing I could say. And we said it, didn't we, before the game, Chivir? We're happy as getting minutes, happy as starting. But that quite literally is the only bright spark in it.
Just individual brilliance is what saved us, to be fair. Like, that was really it, because attack was just dead. I mean, defensively, there were a few lapses, but we were kind of comfortable for most of the game defensively. Like, there wasn't, and then it was just every time the ball just goes up, it just like there was nothing, literally. Hoyland was just a complete spectator, like, and then it's just so dead, so dead. I don't even know when the manager comes in, man, good luck to him. Like, there's a lot that he needs to do. There's work to be done, man.
A lot of work. Sam, Amorim watching that, in his head, what do you think he is thinking?
What have I let myself in for? Can I get out of this contract? Can I take it back? I've just whooped City 4-1 in the Champions League and looked really good doing it, and now I've got to go and sort this pasty bunch of dickheads out and try and figure out a way out of the Europa League and try and get them up the table. Like, that is literally going from that's like downgrading your 4-bed house and going living in a tent next to the road, isn't it? Like, it's just it's not good, is it? I can't imagine he's feeling very good at it, unless he's extremely confident in his own abilities and he thinks, I can sort this out. But yeah, if I was him, I would not be enjoying what I'm seeing right now.
Do you know what?
It's not you.
Yeah, if it was me, I'd just be like, nah, I quit. I'm not doing it.
It does have that feeling, though, doesn't it? That you're walking almost into a burning house. Like, the biggest issue for me, and this is honestly, but probably number one on the priority, is the body language and the intensity in the players. It is. I know you're playing PAOK. I know it's the Europa League, but they played that game like they was a fan. Like, they thought they was just going to win it. They thought it was going to be easy. and he played like that. There was no intensity whatsoever. It was such a flat, boring bag of shit of a game. No one will ever remember that game in memory. You know, people referencing like, yeah, do you remember that at the stadium? Do you remember when we did this? When Ahmad did no one, not one person is going to remember that game. It was shit, man. And there's nothing from it. I'm sure Rude will come out after the game, and I'm sure he'll say, we finally, we haven't won in Europe in a year. We'll take it. But you can't watch that performance back and take anything creditable from it. Nothing at all. But let's see what everyone else is saying, because my God, we need comments in a game like that. Brian K said, yay, finally a victory, but we were so poor in the first half, but good to see us coming out in the second half and getting it done. Andy Williams saying, we won in Europe, let's go. Andy, you haven't got Ten Hag there to moan at now, have you? Just saying. No, yeah. Can't say anything about Ten Hag at the minute. Are you rude out? Tim99 says, energy was disappointing, but at least we scored some goals. On a real, Højlund is worrying, mate. Yeah, let's start there, lads. Well, not start because we've already started the show. But Rasmus, how would you sum up his performance, Civir?
Like I said, I think he was just a spectator, and it was just like, I mean, if you're not getting any service, at least drop back, right, and then just try and get involved. Xerxes came on, and honestly, with the last 4 minutes of the game, at least he put a ball in. There was that ball in that he floated to like Rashford, or was it Bruno or whatever. And I was like, yeah, finally a striker's doing something. Like, he came in like 4 minutes to go. So like, if you're not getting any joy up front, then drop back and do something. Like, even when the ball came to him, he couldn't hold it up. He couldn't, but at the end of the day, I'm going to chalk it up to the system. For now, I'll cut him some slack, and I'll chalk it up to the system. And because to be fair to our strikers, like, the way we play doesn't really favor them. Like, whenever we're in attack, just watch what happens. Like, our players are so far apart from each other. When the ball is on one wing, like there's no people in between them to kind of play through. It's difficult. And then most times you find that they're double teamed. So like, it's Højlund, and then he probably has 2 defenders on him a lot of the time. So it's like, but still, I expected more from him. Like, he was just missing the whole game. And you could tell on his face when he came off. I watched it on CBS, and they focused on him a lot when he was coming off. And he just kept shaking his head. Like, even when he went on the bench and he was shaking hands, he was shaking his head like he knew he had a bad game. So I'm just hoping that when the new manager comes in, he has a system that allows our strikers to flourish, because they have been starved all season. Like, I don't know
if I agree with that though. I don't know if he's been starved, because we created a lot of chances. They just haven't finished them. I think Højlund,
today.
Yeah, no, not today. I mean in general, because you're saying they've been starved.
In general,
I think we've created quite a lot of chances.
For the strike, okay, that's fine.
You can go off what you've watched in it. Like in game, it might not feel like that.
I don't remember them getting too many, but like I'm not trying to take let him off the hook. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying that the system doesn't allow for them to really express themselves that way. That being said, I still think he had a very poor game. Like, he was poor.
It was more his first touch for me, Sam. Like when he's getting it drilled into him, there was a moment, I can't remember what the period in the game. It was quite an easy touch, hold your man off, and then play the ball.
I remember that.
And I'm like, how if you can't do simple things like that, like, he does look shattered of confidence, doesn't he, Sam?
He's we're not utilising him at all, like, of what the player he is. Like, we're treating him like a target man and wanting him to hold up play, which is not what his game is. Like, he is a channel runner, like, balls in behind. That's where you get the best out of him. The guy's lightning quick, and we're using him because he's a unit. He's a big lad for his age. We're using him as a target man, and we're just not getting the best out of him. Just not. It's not the best use of his times. Like, people are saying, oh, we should sign Gyökeres. You put Gyökeres in this system, this current system, with Garnacho and Rashford, you'll get the same performance out of him, because he's getting no service and he's not getting anything out of the game. And I think
he'd hold the ball up better.
I disagree with that a little.
Yeah. I think he'd hold the ball up better.
Because if you look at Gyökeres' stats, he's not just a supply, like, he supplies goals as well. He gets involved with build-up, he assists. There's just more to his game.
But look at both of the goals he scored for Sporting and the chance he had early is a ball in behind through the defensive lines into the channel, and he gets on the end of it, and the first one he fluffs, and then the second one he puts in the back of the net. That's how you utilize Højlund, and there's none of those balls going through to him. There's nothing. They're just hitting it long and trying to get him to knock it down. It's like it's not the best use of his time. Just stick Marouane Fellaini up there if you're going to do that. Like, you might as well.
I think when you watch players like a Zlatan or Ivan Toney or something like that, like you play it into him, it sticks to the player. With Rasmus, it feels like Wally, like it's hitting the wall and it's bouncing off. There's no soft cushion, there's no bringing it into him, which then attracts centre backs, which then the space is in there, and that's how you play him in. Same thing with Xerxes. I don't think the two strikers we've got, even if the coach comes in, I don't think they're good enough to compete near the top. I really don't. I know they're young. I know they're saying, give them time, what have you. We don't have time. We're 14th in the league, and we're 14th in the Europa League now. You need top goal scorers, like top performers, and we haven't got that. And they should have got an experienced striker, in my opinion.
I've just seen Rude. He's just said the first half was poor. If I'm being nice, so
it's honest.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Finally, honesty is appreciated, isn't it? Because sometimes Ten Hag will be like, "Oh well, we create loads of chances and we don't," and you'd be like, "Is this guy watching the same game I'm seeing?" Like it's, So I think throughout the full team, I'd probably stick with what Nicky Butt said in TalkSport. I don't think anyone in that team is guaranteed to start under Amorim. Not one player. Honestly, I really don't. Maybe, but then I don't know why Ahmad's not been given more opportunities. I really don't get it.
We said that last year, though, didn't we? We said it all last season. Like, why is he not getting an opportunity? Said it the same thing.
But there is so much more balance with him in the team. How many times have we said that? Like, he just
well, let's be honest here. I think it's favoritism because you've got Garnacho, who's a fan favorite, and you've got Marcus Rashford. They're both from the academy. They're fan favorites. Is what it is. I think that's what it is, man. Even Forsten, the manager was playing Forsten. Over what's his name? Over Ahmad. Like with Anthony, I can understand. Well, I'm not making an excuse for Ten Hag, but then for Ten Hag as a manager, you've spent 100 million on this guy. You have to play him as much as you can. So from Ten Hag, I kind of get that a little bit, even though it's not warranted. But yeah, with he has to compete against Marcus Rashford and Garnacho, and people just kind of see them as natural starters. Where it shouldn't be that case. It should be based on how you perform on the pitch. And then another thing was that there used to be this myth about Ahmad not being physical enough. Well, that second goal today, you could see that.
Yeah.
The goal against Liverpool, you could see that as well. In the fourth goal. Yeah, so it's not like he's physical as well. He's got legs. He likes, I've seen him try to, recover, try and get the ball when Dalot or Mazraoui goes forward. So it's like, hopefully now this kind of just makes people understand that this guy is here to stay. Like, he's a problem. He's a good problem to have. And he should be given his starting position at the weekend. Like, he offers so much more. Like, Rashford came on, nothing. Like, it's just.
Yeah, the chance where I thought he could have squared it to Xerxes.
Yeah.
You know what, as well? I would not be shocked if Ahmad doesn't start as well. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. No, on Sunday.
I wouldn't be.
You mean, against Leicester?
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. Even though he should start and he should be the first name of the team sheet, I would not be shocked if he wasn't on there.
There must be some pressure from above to say, like, make sure you play Marcus and make sure you play that, like, because obviously the wages that they're on. Because it's a really bad look. And if you've got Rashford, Anthony, all these players that are like swallowing up so much wages, I'm not saying it's right, but any manager that's come in, they've always played Marcus Rashford. And I don't think it's right at all. I get he's come from the academy. I get he's from Withenshaw. I get he's had really like some of the highest highs in the 30 game. But I'm from Manchester. I'm from a similar area. I get it. I understand it. But he shouldn't be playing every game. He's not good enough.
Neither should Garnacho. Garnacho's been piss poor for the last like 3-4 games. He's been wasteful. He's been like, his decision making has been poor, and he started every single game. Like even Rashford's been dropped, and like Garnacho's started. So why is Garnacho still getting to play?
Civir,
do
you ever think we'll win a Premier League or Champions League or anything like that with Marcus Rashford starting your team?
No. I remember thinking this years ago when we're trying to do the whole Rashford Lingard thing. I was like, that is never going to
Not
work.
like I want to make it about Rashford, by the way, because there's other
I know,
players as well.
I know.
I'm not,
I know.
you know, making him a scapegoat, but I'm
No,
just
no, no,
saying.
no, no, no. I don't think so because he hasn't. Rashford hasn't developed. I think his development has stalled. I think he's hit his ceiling.
Yeah.
And I think it's stalled like that, you know, and obviously he's never going to see this, but if he sees anything relating to this, like if he sees other people saying this, then he should take that as a, you know, that should be a challenge with this new manager coming in because we've been waiting for this guy to turn up and he still hasn't turned up. So, you know, there's no consistency with him. I don't think we're going to get anything from him. And I think I hate conspiracy theories and all that kind of stuff, but I think it's like a PR thing, to be honest.
I think that's a big part of it, for sure.
I think it's like because there's kind of like favorites, like they get promoted more because I follow United on like socials and stuff.
Yeah.
Garnacho and them, they all get promoted a lot more than Diallo does. A lot more, well, not just Diallo, but there's certain players that get promoted more than others. And I think that's just kind of the thing with it, you know.
I think it goes to show, Sam, we were speaking in the pre-match build-up about how many, first of all, there was no English players in the team. Not like there's an issue with that in general, but for United, typically, we usually have the best British talent. You think about Wayne Rooney, David Beckham, all these guys. And then you think about the international situation as well, where Casemiro's not in the Brazilian team, Rashford's not in the English team, and you go throughout the full team, and you're like, he's not playing for them, he's not playing for them. Where in your mind, obviously we finished 8th last season, didn't we? One, are we worse than that now? Obviously, the league position will suggest that, but I'm just saying in terms of a team, we've gone and spent 200 million, so you think we would be better off, but it feels like we're worse off, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the system, whatever it was that Ten Hag was trying to do, has basically devoid all these players that I think we all agree on paper and in theory are better than most of the teams we're playing right now. Maybe City aside, and like I think if these players are playing to the best of their abilities, we are probably the 5th to 6th best team in the league, aren't we? If we're being honest.
Maybe
if they're playing, and they're playing the best of their ability, if they're playing their
I'd say third or fourth.
Well, Chivy's going higher than me, but anyway, they're playing best of their ability, 5th to 6th, I would say. Because I don't think we're better than City. I don't think we're better than Liverpool. I don't think we're better than Villa. I don't think we're better than Chelsea at the minute.
No, on paper.
Yeah.
On paper.
Yeah.
Individually.
Yeah.
We have to be better than Villa. Come on.
Individually. It's hard because form comes into it, and then like.
Anyway,
that's what I'm saying. So there's form, and then there's like
But anyway, so on that basis, we should be around there if we're playing to the best of our ability. We finished 7th last season, which is obviously below. I saw some things at the beginning of the season that was like, okay, there's some stuff to work on with that, but since then it's gone completely downhill. And I don't know if, what are we now? 11th, 12th? Where are we in the league?
In Premier Europa
League. In the Premier League.
Premier 13th.
13th, right. So we expect Ruben Amorim to make up 8 places. It's a tall ask, man.
Yeah.
It's a tall fucking ask.
It's possible.
It's possible, but it's a big fucking ask.
It's a lot of places, but the points wise, maybe not. Yeah,
it's a big ask.
But it's a big ask with the players in general. I think I don't think they're good enough. I really don't. I look at like Barcelona's situation, for example, when Xavi left, right? He was like kind of near it competing. I think Xavi won a league title, didn't he? And then they fell off a bit. And then you look at the manager, what Hansi Flick, the impact that he's had. I don't know how much money he's spent since going in, but I don't think it's as much as us.
Most of their team is made up of La Masia, isn't it? It's like they've got a bunch of 17 and 18-year-olds in the team.
Yeah, so he's gone in there
a lot.
With a depleted Barcelona squad, and obviously they're smashing it at the minute, like in the Champions League, in their league as well. So I'm trying to figure out like the bar of how much of this is the players, and then how much of an effect can one manager have on this group of players in terms of projecting them. Like, can they go right to the top? Can they be competing again, or are they going to get anywhere near the Champions League? Are they? I don't know. From what I've seen of this lot at the minute, they are not at it. They are no way near it. Off the ball and on the ball, there is a lot of fucking work to be done there. And you talk about transitional periods and having patience. My God, years behind again. years behind. I
I
have
don't think we're
no
that.
confidence.
To be honest, I don't think we're that far off. Honestly, Ten Hag's first season kind of showed us that because when he came in, like we were in like a dire state, and then he came in, and then we competed, and even though we came third, like we had, if you guys remember, towards the end of that season, we had lots of injuries towards the end of that season. I think if a manager comes in and he's able to get that sweet spot with the players, I'm not saying we can go and challenge, but I'm saying that we can be among the fifth, fourth, or fifth sort of position. And I think individually we've got some really good players, and it's good to see. Even though today was terrible, it was good to see people like Casemiro came back with a good game.
He was all
Johnny
right.
Evans was all right. Johnny Evans was even Lindelof at times. Like I was quite impressed with the way he defended. So there's things to build on. And I just think it was just a lack of direction. I just think whenever we go up forward, these players don't really know what to do. They really don't know what to do. And it's all about direction. And I think if you get a manager to come in, it wouldn't take 3-4 years. It would take a year or two before we're back competing. I think so.
I take your point on the first season. However, I think that first season was slightly polished by a lot of people. I think a lot of people forget some of the results that we had in that first year under it, and some of the performances, by the way, like Brentford, for example, where we got smashed 4-0, and all these other kind of games where I think City smashed us as well, Liverpool smashed us. There was some
we
big
lost 6-3
defeats in there. Yeah. But I know what you mean. I just don't know, Sam. Like it's hard
But
to
don't
say.
forget the defensive record we had. We had the best defense that season. As far as clean sheets, we had like 15
but then when
clean.
you're conceding
No one
7
else
goals
had
in a game and 6 goals in a game.
Yeah, but it's a one-off. It happens.
It's not though, because it happened a couple of times. It happened a good few times where we conceded a lot of goals. It's not just a
Yeah,
one-off.
but I think the point I'm making is that over the course of the season, like we lost a couple of games like really bad, but then over the course of the season, I mean, it turned out it wasn't that bad. I mean, I would go into a season and lose 7-0 and be happy to finish third and win a trophy. And we basically went to 2 finals and won a trophy in that first season and finished third. So like it wasn't that bad. Yes, there was we lost 6-3 to City and then we lost 7-0 to Liverpool. But that was about it. We kept 15 clean sheets. Nobody else kept that many clean sheets like we did. So there were times when it was all right, but it wasn't consistently bad the way it's been recently, where it's just consistent, like we're just shit from fit performance to fit performance. Right? I get your point. Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make, Sam, is it always goes back to, for United, it's moments in it. It's we can do a certain bit in a game, or we can have a certain part of of a season where we'll win a cup or we'll do something. But the consistency in the performances and then the consistency in the starting 11 is non-existent in it.
Yeah, you see it like in this game, for example. Like we had zero plan, zero idea until Ahmad took it upon himself to create that second goal. Like he got the ball, he fought past the defender and put it in the back of the net. Without that, did we score a second goal?
Just
probably
flat
not.
game, innit?
Do you know what I mean? Probably not.
He'll probably get a goal.
Yeah, probably. And then the first goal is a bit of Bruno, like a really good sort of ball in from Bruno, who's capable of that. But then 7 out of 10 passes he tries over hit, or the Hollywood balls, or they don't make it and stuff like that. And then there's a 3 where they make it. So it's like you said, it's moments. So that's what Ollie relied on in the last bit of his tenure, wasn't it? It's like he was just waiting for moments of brilliance from players like Cavani or like Rashford or someone like that to step up and do something to pull us through games. And that's where we still are, pretty much. Like we're just waiting on, like, oh, when Rashford gets going, then that'll happen. Or Garnacho will pull something out of his arse. Or that's what we're waiting for. And it's only so long that lasts, isn't it? It only lasts for like a while until you start running out of ideas. Unless you've got drilled into your like a set play and the way you play and the way you set up and patterns and all that sort of stuff, which is what you fall back on. When you're not playing well, you fall back on these patterns because then okay, we go back to this. We start here and we do this and we build up. You saw that with Sporting. They went 1-0 down within 4 minutes against City. And he didn't give up. They were right now, we're going to play. We're going to keep going. Here's our pattern. And they built up and they got back into the game and won it. I don't see United ever doing that. If PAOK go 1-0 up in that game, I don't see us winning that game. We don't win that game.
The agitating thing is when you go through the team now. If I was to ask you two guys and everyone in the chat, who's our best centre-back partnership? What's our best midfield? What's our best front three? I think you find it hard, really, to really pick it. I mean, my voice is going. I'm not choking up, but I'm not getting emotional about it. I don't know who to pick, but it's true. It's true. I know. I hate referencing him because it's Liverpool, and I know I've said it on the show before. But they've had their back. Look at their back five. They've played together for so many years, many years, and you can just tell. You know when they're going to play. You know the patterns. You know the chemistry. You know like what they're going to do. And this is back line. I'm like, is it going to be Evans today, lads? Is it going to be De Ligt? Is it going to be Martinez? You know, Lindelof came in today. I just don't know. I don't know who's going to be in there.
And then your best left back has not been available for 240 odd days. Who walks into the team when he's fit, but just can't be relied upon. So, but then we keep waiting for him. We're like, no, when he comes back, it's going to work. And we keep waiting for him, like he's gonna, it's fucking ridiculous.
It's almost like we are waiting for something to someone to please someone step. Ahmad did it today, but individual someone please just come and do something or like show us something. And it's not there.
The whole
team.
I don't know. The whole team should be doing it. The whole team should be doing it.
We're missing Scott McTominay, man. That's what
he's killing it in Napoli, by the way. He's fucking murdering it in Napoli.
Probably why Ten Hag wanted to keep him on it, I'd imagine, for those goals. He'd probably still be in the job. There's a question for you. Would he still be in the job now if McTominay was at United, do you think?
Probably.
Probably get.
He would have got a couple of goals.
Probably would have got some last minute winner against FC20 and shit or Porto.
Yeah, and West Ham as well. I reckon he would have got a goal at West Ham. Scott McTominay, 1,000,000%. But they're both gone now. Right. We'll finish off on these comments. You could argue Ruben's system needs a striker who can hold up the ball, or they're probably going to end up buying Gyökeres, I'd imagine, the way things are going. Højlund does have the Lukaku touch, but he's worse than Lukaku for the moment. Oof, harsh. Very harsh. You could also argue Ruben's system requires players to be able to pass the ball to each other. This lot can't even do that. Oh god!
Listen, I'll be more than happy to be proven wrong when Amorim comes in, because I think we'll see. I think he's smart enough to get the best out of our players, and I'll be more than happy to be proven wrong if he comes and then we still see these kind of performances from them. But I think played in the right positions, given the right amount of freedom of expression, I think we'll be able to do it.
Kivy, to quote Lord of the Rings, we've been here before.
Yeah,
we've been here before.
I hope you're right. And you know, he could come in and there could be a change, but do you know what the issue is? There's always that back burner in your mind thinking this lot can show up for 6 months and then next year we could just completely collapse because they've done it under Ole, they've done it under Erik Ten Hag, they've done it under Mourinho. So it's hard to have that full committed faith in a team and be like, okay, we're finally doing well, because it's always that PTSD in the back of your brain thinking, oh, this team could just crash.
It's not exactly the same players. Most of the people who were supposed to be the toxic, like Pogba's gone. Everyone said it was Pogba. Martial's gone. Lingard's gone. Sancho's gone. Like all the bad eggs have all gone, but we're still complaining about the same thing. So it's one of those ones, and most of the people, like, this squad has really changed over the years from Jose. Yeah, you still got Marcus Rashford and you've got Harry Maguire.
No, what I'm saying it's a common. I don't mean it's individual players. I mean it's more like a theme with the club, like
a culture.
I don't know what
it is. Almost like a culture. Yeah, I see what
feels like. Okay. Do you know what I mean? Because then when new players do come in, they then become a part of that, and it's like, do you know what I'm saying? It affects them. It's like an environment.
It's like it's like a virus. Like it's.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a curse in many ways at United. It's a curse with the managers, curse with the players, curse with the performances.
That's what Rooney was saying on Stick to Football, wasn't he? He's like when Memphis showed up in this like Lamborghini, and Rooney's going, you can't show up to training in this. Like, you can't come into training with a flashy car and dress like a matador. Like, you can't be doing that shit. And that was the standard. Like, you're understated, you come here and you work fucking hard. You don't come here to be flashy and show off and shit like that. And then back in the day, like I think Roy Keane was saying, nobody came in like brightly coloured boots. It was like black boots and Obviously, stuff moves on with time.
Yeah, but then that doesn't really happen at United. Like, well, how about like
yeah,
all the other
it happens
the
everywhere. But
flamboyance in other clubs? Yeah,
it
you've got
happens everywhere.
players who,
But
yeah, footballers.
United standards have to be here, and over the years they've come down and down and down and down, and now they're on the floor really.
I get people are flamboyant. I understand that, and they obviously could show personality in the game and stuff. But in terms of if it's affecting your performances on the pitch, what you're doing off the pitch, that's when you can start to question it. 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of players in the past 10 years who've done that. Who was more worried about things that were ongoing off, whatever it was, media situations or brand deals or what have you. I did think that distracted quite a lot of people. I do think there's a PR issue. I think there's an issue with like we were talking with Marcus Rashford. I think there's an issue just in quality. Just quality. I watch some teams nowadays. I'm watching I don't want to go for the tangent, but watching like Brighton, for example, the way they play football, I'm just like, I just want something like that, something close to it.
Just something. Yeah.
You can identify with and something you can, grasp onto and be like, this is what we're gonna do today.
Yep.
We know we're gonna do this.
You don't want to watch the sporting game and then you watch the fans thing. I was so jealous of that. Like I was because I've not had that moment in so long watching United. I mean that sort of thing. It's so fucking horrible to watch. Like teams like that playing really, really well and the fans getting behind it and connecting with the players and the manager and stuff. I've not had that for so long with United. Like for so long.
I think.
Do you think Rashford? Do you think that's his time is up?
I think so.
I thought it was up last. I thought it was up last year. I think we should have sold him, but
no. I mean, for him, like, yeah, for us, we're tired of him. But do you think that do you think he's thinking about leaving?
Yeah,
now?
yeah. I
actually think
he's an overthinker. I think he's like you can see when he's in the game, he's in his head way too much. Like even Garnacho, I criticize him a lot, and I get annoyed with him for being greedy or having shots all the time or what have you. But even he'll still be relentless, and in his mind, he'll still go. Maybe that'll come out of him eventually the more he stays at United. But with Marcus, he just seems so down and in his head all the time, and I don't think I think mentality is an issue with him. A big issue.
I think he needs a change of scenery.
I think so.
I think so.
I just
very pleased. And very quickly on Garnacho before you go, did you notice today that every time he got in that position and there was a defender running, like there was an overlap, he always went for the pass.
Yeah.
Always. He didn't try to cut in and shoot. He always went for the pass. And I think they had a, somebody must have had a conversation with him.
You can't watch that performance last week and not say anything to him because the kid's just going to keep doing it. One of them had to pull it. I bet it was Casemiro actually when he got in the dressing room. He probably continued that screaming match that he had on, didn't he? And he was like, listen.
He fizzed it across the 6-yard box a couple of times as well. There was that one where Ahmad came in and the defender got it away from him and stuff. So he did do that a couple of times as well. So I think you're right. I think somebody did say to him, look, you got to start passing.
I was desperate for him to score today because Nick, after the show, after the tree, I went and watched the thing you were telling me about on X.
Yeah.
YouTube guy.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah. And when I saw that, I was desperate for Garnacho to score or at least have a good game. But I could tell, like, he didn't take any shots. He just kept trying to pass it the whole time. And it is a bit of a, sometimes you need to let players just have a little bit more freedom.
Don't swing all the way back. Like, you know what I mean? Keep some of your fucking shots. Like, you know what I mean? Now you're passing too much. Like, somewhere in the middle.
Switch between it. Like, sometimes you got to pass, sometimes you got a shot.
Yeah.
Don't just do one or the other.
Yeah. Keep them guessing.
If it's on, put it on your right foot and then take it. And then if it's not on, then, But
He's young. Hopefully he'll learn and he's got Amorim to come in. Right, I promise. Last comments I'm going through. People going back and forth. 10 league goals a season for an attacker. 100 grand per week. 20 equals 200. Yes, just too much math for me, that. I've read a lot about Ruben. That rings familiar from when Baldy arrived. Very similar nonsense stories to sell papers and score likes. That's from James McGrogan. Someone going on about not me now. Called it last summer, Sam. I said all summer long about a left back, and everyone told me, nah, be right. Mazraoui can play both sides. Garnacho has a lot to learn. He's not even performing at our mid-table club. He can forget about Madrid. No egos at Brighton or Sporting, lads. They're a team, not like this lot. I think that's the thing they need to work on the most, being a team and taking the egos, putting them aside, and just having some consistent form of identity on the pitch. That's the biggest thing for me. But look, Ahmad, mega performance. I think Onana made a good couple of saves. But apart from that, lads, I think we're all in conjunction that was dog meat, wasn't it, as a game. It weren't great to watch. It was, yeah, so look, we'll take a win in Europe because it's not a loss and it's not a draw. I think that's
3 points.
Where it ends. 3 points, and we move up to, I think, 14th.
And the record of not winning in Europe is over as well. Thank fuck.
We've broken it.
Yeah,
but it doesn't feel like it.
No.
So
No.
I don't know. It's a weird mix of emotions in it with Manchester United, as always. But yeah, we shall leave it at that. Thank you everyone who's tuned in tonight, because it's quite late and that game was dog shit. So if you tuned into this review, and there's been quite a few of you, then fair play. Appreciate you all. Do hit that subscribe button if you're new. It takes 2 seconds, just in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Smash a like on the video for us, and me, Sam, and Civir will see you in the next one. Peace.